Hi guys, Big Monday here, and today I have a quick review of the NZXT Source 10 Elite case for you. This is a quite a decent size ATX case, but it's a very minimalist design. Well, quickly I'll run through we'll get a quick look at the technical specs if you want to take a look at these. I'll go through the key ones, but I'll just let you have a quick read of those if you wish. Pause the video if you want to have a proper look, but otherwise I'm going to just quickly flick through these. So get that out of the way and we'll have a closer look at the case. Now this is a very sort of subtle design on this case. It's not particularly aggressive, but it does have NZXT's usual high build quality. It's a surprisingly cheap case for an NZXT case. This comes in well under the £40 mark at the time of making the video, which NZXT, they're sort of, for me, they're one of the better case manufacturers, and I'm always willing to spend the extra money to get an NZXT case. But obviously a lot of people are still going to be looking in the lower end. And this case fits that really well. It's under £40, so it's going to be within reach of pretty much everyone who's building a PC. And it's got some lovely features. We've got HD audio on the ports at the front. We've got a USB 2 and a USB 3. We've got on the back, as you can see, we've got the power supply at the bottom. We've got two ports for cooling, which they're sort of pre-cut out. You can sort of pop them out, and the case comes with some very nice sort of rubber grommets for your water cooling. It's got a really nice, it's got plenty of screws that come with it for pretty much everything you could want. Internally, it's got three DVD, CD, Blu-ray drive bays. It's got 8 hard drive bays. Now that's one of the downsides to this case, is that it doesn't have any sort of pre-sized bays for solid state drives. Now it's something that I've come to expect on a lot of cases, because solid state drives, particularly in gaming PCs, are getting really popular now. So quite often you expect a bay for a solid state drive, and this case doesn't have one. It's a minor niggle, but it's something to bear in mind just when you're comparing features of different cases. On the side panel, again, this is quite a minimalist case, so there's no window, there's no aggressive styling, but we do have allowance for a 14cm or a 12cm fan. There isn't one included on the side panel. In the top here, we've got a 12cm fan and a 14cm fan. We've also got space for another 12 or 14cm fan, and this slot will also take a 12cm fan in it. There's plenty of space in it. It's not got a very big graphics card in this one, but as you can see, there's plenty of room if you're going to put something really chunky, and to allow you plenty of room to run water cooling or whatever you wanted. Again, we've only got a small power supply in this build, but we've got loads of room. Even the 1200 watts that sort of come maybe double the width, there's still plenty of room behind. As you can see, we've got NZXT's quick release attachments for hard drives. These are on just this side, not the other side. On the other side, there's just sort of pins to keep things in place, but these are really great. The NZXT ones, they always tend to sort of really lock in. On a lot of the cheaper quick release clips, just sort of push into place, you twist the clip and there's a bit of a rattle. These, they take a little bit of force to just push them in and make them click. You've got to make sure they're really lined up with the holes, and just push them in, they'll click into place, and then you lock them and they're really firm. Again, with the DVD-ROM tray ones, it's exactly the same story. They're a little bit firmer than a lot of the cheaper ones, but they also fit better. You're not going to have a problem with you're not going to have any problem with it rattling around or vibration and stuff like that. And they say just a little bit of a press and it will click into place. Works really well. Now the The motherboard itself, this is a full-size ATX board. It's not an eATX board. There isn't room in this case for an eATX. But again, this is at the lower end of the price range, so you're unlikely to be looking for an eATX anyway. And even so, we've got plenty of space behind the board for the cabling on this. It's a really, really neat case. It comes with a lot of the cables that are included in the case, like the ones for the front ports and the fans. They're all routed around the back. They're all cable tied nice and neatly into place already, and they sort of come out here where you would expect to be attaching them for the motherboard. So that was a really nice touch with this case, the fact that they'd already tidied up some of the cabling for this case. It was really nice to see that they'd gone to the effort for that. It's unusual to see that attention to detail, but it really doesn't surprise me from NZXT. Now, the front of the case, there are a couple of clips under here. All you do is you squeeze them and you push gently. When you want to put it back on, you sort of tap. You'll have to run along both sides before you can finally get it off, but it's just a simple squeeze and push with your thumb there. I don't know if you can quite see that on the video. I'll push that back in. It's just a squeeze and push with your thumb, and you sort of work your way down. If you can't quite get your thumb in, you want to use a flat bladed screwdriver. Don't try and press it in to press the front off. What you're going to do is you're going to put it in at the wide end, slide it along and twist it, and eventually it will click out. And we do the other side. I'm not going to take the whole case off this, it's just not necessary. This is built, and just make sure it's in place, make sure all the cables are out, and a quick tap to put it back in. Now, at the bottom of this case we have plenty of ventilation room. Again, we've got room for a 12cm fan. We also have little mounting notches for dust filters, which again, I really like the fact that they've done it, but I was quite disappointed in this case that it doesn't come with dust filters. They're quite a cheap item, and by the time you've ordered one, you're probably going to pay a couple of quid for one, but if you order one with the case, the cost to NZXT is only going to be a few pence. So quite disappointed they didn't at least include the one that comes with that fits in with the power supply. Now, if you do end up fitting dust filters, these are dead easy. You just flip the case over, slide that one out that way, that one out that way, give them a hoover off or a wipe or whatever, and just push them back into place. Dust filters can be really handy as long as you remember to change them. What you don't want is to have a dust filter that's getting clogged and all manky. Now, in terms of the feel of the case, it does feel really, really solid. There's no sort of rough edges anywhere. Everything is nice and smooth. Everything's sort of this matte black finish. It looks really gorgeous. The front feel, I find it a bit unusual to get a really plastic fronted case from NZXT, because most of the cases I have in from them are the sort of the all aluminium ones, but it just still has an excellent feel to the build quality of it. It does feel really nice. There's a nice click to the reset and power buttons. They just feel nice. They just feel like they're really well made. So we'll just quickly, if I can get the back panel off, we'll have a quick look around on the back where all the cable management is. Oops. I'll choose that in a moment. So, onto the back of the case. Obviously we've got a nice big cutout for where the motherboard heatsink goes. This is going to make it really easy to get to. If you've got one of these coolers that requires you to take this off, you've got water cooling, something like that, so you're going to have to be tinkering with this regularly. It gives you easy access. You're not going to have to take the motherboard out. Got great, brilliant access, dead easy to do. Now, as you can see, a lot of these cablings I've sort of added in while I'm sort of halfway through building this system. But most of the all the cabling that was already part of the case was already secured in place. We've got all these little hooks for cable ties, so we can cable tie in pretty much any arrangement we want. We've got this So we've got this sort of bit where we've got cutouts here to push all the cables through, and there's actually quite a lot of space before the side panel goes on. So even if you're not very neat with cabling, you don't want to spend too much time running them, it's going to be quite easy to sort of run them neatly, and with them on this side they're all going to be hidden. So I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, to get a case with USB 3 at this price point, with this sort of build quality and no major issues to it, is quite unusual. So I really recommend, if you just want a basic case, this is definitely the case for you. It looks nice without being too aggressive. It's got the USB 3 features that will keep you future-proofed. I mean, a lot of people are picking up like USB memory sticks, USB hard drives nowadays, and nobody ever uses them because you've got USB 2 ports on the front and you've got USB 3 on the back, and nobody can be bothered to get behind the PC, so they don't use them. Well, if you've got an expensive gaming case, you have a USB 3 on the front like this case does, but now you can have this case, it's cheap, and it's got USB 3 on the front, which is going to solve, if you use that regularly, at the moment it's going to solve you some headaches, or at least speed things up for you. If you don't use it at the moment, it's still a really good value for money case, and it's going to keep you ready for the future. So guys, if you haven't settled on a case yet and you don't want anything too extravagant, I really recommend you take a look at this case. I hope you found this video useful, guys. Please let me know in the comments how you any questions you've got. I'll try and answer anything, and have a great day, guys. Bye bye.